I welcome all to the very exciting ICE talk show, Designer's Glory, with me, designer Soniya Potdar. And today we are here with a very exciting topic, collaborations in architectural practice. And to discuss this topic, today we have on the show architect Anil Salian, architect Alhad Gore, and architect Rajiv Kasat. Welcome to the show, gentlemen. How does it feel to be here?
Oh, it feels great. It's a lovely topic to discuss. So hopefully we should
Yeah,
discuss
it's a
something
very exciting
fruitful.
topic.
So, when we talk about any project in the world of construction, it is basically a lot of teams working together with one purpose to have a very successful project completion. So, when we talk about collaborations in architectural practice, how does the industry perceive it? What goes about it?
Well, to explain this and show how collaborations need to be done in architectural projects and how architects need to kind of collaborate. I'll need to go a little back in time, because collaboration has always been part of, architects and architecture. So right from the time we've kind of joined college, you were trained to be a master consultant. So you had, in the initial stages, trained to design, and your sketches were kind of honed in class. Then you went into 2D spaces, then three-dimensional spaces. Then you were made to communicate through your drawings, architectural drawings. And then we had, structures. We were taught basics of structures and basics of services. So by the time you kind of came out of final year, you were kind of equipped to handle a small project. And also in college, you always discussed designs with your guides. You discussed designs with your peers. Groups were formed in which you had brainstorming sessions in which you discussed designs. So an architect, right from college, is kind of trained to take opinions from different stakeholders
Correct.
and find a path in which you design for the betterment of the project. So and that's why a lot of partnerships are formed in college itself. So architects get together and start their practice.
Yeah.
So that kind of collaboration keeps happening. So when the scale of the project kind of goes up, that's when the complexities start. So, and now architecture has become quite complex with the scale of projects and, technology coming in and new materials coming in and changes happening every day. Now the architect has to realize that he himself cannot handle large projects, but he needs advice from experts, who can come in and help in creating a world-class project. So I think architects need to get out of this mindset of being master consultants, who can do everything, and come to terms that now you need experts, and there are experts available, who can come and help us in designing these projects. So that is one thing for the architects. It's also, to get clients on board, because clients are not used to hiring too many consultants. So it's very important to explain to the client first as to what is the complexity of the project and why you would need
More consultants.
so
You
many
need
consultants. Because I mean, when you say you want 10 consultants, the client might come back and say, what the hell are you going to do for me? So
Yeah.
what is your role in the project? Then you can, go about creating a team, of core consultants where, you can have discussions. And the basis of collaboration is that you get the entire team on board right from the feasibility stage and the conceptual design stage.
Yeah, right
You
from
know,
when you start the
when you
design
start
process.
conceptualizing and start preliminary discussions, because that's when actual collaboration can happen, because architects are used to designing the whole concept, and then they would pass it on to the consultant. Okay, you design the RCC structure, or you
Yeah.
design the services. So the services consultants and the structural consultants, not being part of the initial project, they don't have a say, because the structure could be the main concept of the project.
Yeah, and they have
You know,
to
the
work.
structural design can be the main concept
Yeah.
of the project if he's brought on board right in the beginning.
Correct.
So I think that that's one of the major things that can happen if collaborations can happen, because there can be a lot of interactions between consultants on a equal basis.
I'm sure there are a lot of difference of opinion when which needs to be addressed when
Yeah,
there's a
sure.
huge
Yeah,
project.
yeah.
And like you rightly said, that there's a team of consultants working together.
Yes.
Like first you start with the concept, and then there's a technical team who come with another thing.
Yes.
And they have to work in sync. Otherwise, you have to match my design, you
Yeah.
have to match my layout. So these are the things which happen. So how do you handle these kind of issues in a collaboration then?
So I'll give you my perspective. I think, see, as a profession itself, it's a collaborative profession. We are not like painters who will, we will paint for our own purpose or something like that. We are end of the day commissioned by client. There is somebody sitting out there who wants to get his project done, and hence he has commissioned us as a designer. So it has always been a collaborative profession. So one person alone can never do a
Can never
project.
do that, yeah.
So there are various levels of collaboration. One is a collaboration with the client. Then there is a collaboration within your own firm, because you have senior designers, you have junior designers, you have a whole lot of people doing the entire process. And then there are consultants. Interestingly, I was just jotting down the number of consultants that are needed, say, for a large commercial complex if you are doing the architecture and interiors. And believe me, the number was 26.
Oh my God.
The number of consultants that are needed for a large, say, campus, IT campus, are 26. So, as an architect or a master consultant, we need to handhold 26 guys together during the tenure of the project, which could be like anything between 2.5 years to 4.5, 5 years, and make sure that it's a process which runs smoothly. So, collaboration is a norm. Collaboration has to be there, otherwise, you cannot function as an architectural
Yeah, it
entity
is a-
or as a designer.
It is a part of
It's
our,
a part of the
our
process,
profession.
it's a part of the
Yes.
profession.
Yeah.
Because for complex projects, you may need to team up with another architectural firm. That's where
Absolutely.
the real thing would
And I think
start.
that's where you said that the client needs to be educated comes in picture, because many time clients feel, "Arey, tu hai na, then why are you getting that guy?"
Exactly.
So, clients need to be educated on that front, saying that, "Hey, look, I am there for you as a master consultant, but I need this guy." It's like going to a doctor and then the doctor telling us, "Okay, go to this guy, get his opinion and come back to me."
Yeah, right. We don't get this kind of a support, I would say, from the clients. They think that, supposing Alhad sir is working on a project, he's coming with a team. He's coming with a team of consultants. That is the general perception clients are having. So I think there needs to be some education to the general consumers on this, that, architects are doing a set kind of a job. And if there are some technical issues, you're going to need engineers, civil engineer, or you're going to need an electrical consultant. So I think this needs to be brought to the forefront now, because I think people need to be educated on this. What is your opinion?
Completely little different from what was being said. They've covered the basic collaboration definitely. Basic collaboration of your electrical, structural are part and parcel of the job which you anyway need to do any project. But basic collaborations could mean what you want to source for a project, which makes it more interesting sometimes. That could mean working. My own experience is a little different in terms of the processes which I have followed in my work. I have collaborated probably with an artist who is on board from day one. So he is an artist on board or something like that. So I realized that art seen by an artist and art seen by an architect would be very different.
Very different, yeah.
So he would always get a better perspective and probably start talking in terms of allowing that movement of space to open you out a little bit. So that has been enriching in terms of collaboration. And collaborations are also sometimes reached out to people, I feel. You reach out to certain things which will add a little bit of a added dimension to the whole practice. Sometimes you need, why is a lighting designer for you? And in India, they don't even allow you a lighting designer. They think an architect is supposed to do lighting.
Right.
Yeah.
And lighting designers' fees are not payable kind of.
Yeah.
So, but you realize lighting is a technical subject and a lighting designer could do. Of course, the architectural education does teach us and we learn by the process. And we still don't have very good consultants available or a broad spectrum available for different price range. So the budgets and educating clients, I'm totally very much on it. The client has to know that it is a collaborative process that gets him the best.
Yeah.
That's what I think. And if he allows the architect that choice, I think he will benefit and get a far better project for himself. Because an architect would think of so many things.
So collaborations also allow for the design to evolve,
Yeah.
like for example, we all begin with sketching. And as you rightly said that you collaborate a lot with artists. Supposing there's a beautiful form which he has created and requires some serious engineering,
Right.
so it's going to create a marvel. We can't deny that, isn't it?
Yeah. Collaboration is a dialogue, I feel, eventually,
Absolutely.
primarily. It's a dialogue where the process becomes far more enriching for everyone who's on board, the client, the architect, and people who are working together.
The general perception in our industry, if we look at collaborations, people, I think it works a lot on trust. It works a lot on having respect for each other's expertise. And how comfortable do you feel is the industry today with collaborations? What has been your experience about this?
Well, the industry is always open for collaborations. Like I said, the main idea of getting the client as a stakeholder is to make sure that he pays for the consultants. Because
Without
someone
that,
has
there
to
is no
pay
going ahead,
Someone has
those
to pay.
consultants. I mean,
Yeah.
it's okay that you
cannot-
appoint an architect, but if the architect is expected to have these consultants under his arm without any additional fees, it's not possible to
Yeah.
deliver a project. So I think clients need to be educated that those consultants are required for the project to be designed better and to function well.
No, I am actually looking at a point in which we are discussing, like if there are like teams, and they have to really work in sync together. And that time there are a lot of fireworks on site. I'm sure everybody must have gone through that. So
Yeah.
how is that tackled, and how can that, be looked into and sorted out for the project to be successful?
I think collaboration will work best when you keep your ego aside. It's all about working for the project, for the betterment of the project, and keeping ego aside, learning during the entire process. If that happens, then I think the project goes smooth.
Collaboration also works as a balancing thing. Sometimes another person would just get another perspective and you kind of rethink the
Yeah.
whole process again. There is someone who is willing to tell you something. That happens in collaboration. And that has always kind of allows you to kind of pay attention to certain things, and where things have been missed out sometimes can be also addressed. I think.
Yeah, that's an
That's
added
another thing that
advantage.
collaboration allows richness of
Yeah.
working.
So can we name a few, how architects can collaborate and on which parts for our audience to know that specifically? Can we term them?
I have Jeffrey Bawa as an example, who worked with Ina de Silva and a sculptor. He was always working through his practice with these artists as well as these, and an engineer in his office. And he achieved amazing results simply because they just worked as if being together.
Oh, nice.
And their relationship was not just work, it even went beyond work. So I think they understood each other far better. So probably you see the projects of Jeffrey Bauer, especially the lighthouse when you just go up the spiral staircase, or Bentota Beach Resort where you see the batik paintings just greeting you. And it just sets the tone. It also roots the project in its space. So it, I think, does a lot of things. So that's one that comes to my mind.
I think the other project is, it's a very well-known project about Hussain and Doshi coming together for the Hussain
Yeah,
Doshi
Yeah,
Gufa.
Gufa.
Both are masters. And for them to come together and design a structure, I think, which is very unique because it's also not Doshi's style. He's
Both
kind of
came down
both
to
came
meet each
together
other.
and then created this wonderful structure. So that's one example. And also in Japan, after the tsunami and the earthquake in 2011, 2 years down the line, Anish Kapoor and Arata Zaki, they kind of got together and created a auditorium, a 500-seater auditorium, which is an inflatable auditorium.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Oh.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
because of the tsunami and this, so you could deflate it and then move it to another location.
Okay.
You know,
Yes, it's
and
beautiful.
then
Yeah.
it's called Ark Nova or
Yeah, Ark
something.
Nova, yes.
So it's a
Okay,
wonderful
wow.
structure where great engineering and great art. So I mean, architecture is a collaboration of art and sciences anyway. So this was like a real
Really
kind
was.
of collaboration where they created this structure which is wonderful. I mean, it's
On the tsunami project, even Kengo Kuma
huh,
collaborated with the textile designer.
textile designer. Yeah.
Again, kind of getting the sensitivity to start the process of rebuilding the tsunami affected area.
So when we are looking at architecture to urban planning and beautifying cityscapes, we look at structures like skywalks, which have really ugly looking roofs and ugly paintings, like how we could
Oh, yeah,
beautify them. That is a collaboration, right?
Yeah.
So how can we collaborate as an industry or as a fraternity on that and make the city more beautiful?
I think firstly for the skywalks they don't call architects.
Yeah.
Please call us. Please call us, guys. We are here. We would love to
I
do
think
great
there's
stuff.
only one example of Ratan Batliwar doing the crossing over at New Bombay, that bridge which
Yeah.
crosses over. And otherwise I have rarely seen it in our country having something like that.
Yeah.
But abroad you see these as kind of points which people get inspired by.
Yeah.
The engineer will show his talent, the architect will show his skill, and these skywalks and all, walkways, bridges, they are kind of really
Very aesthetic also.
absolutely.
Very aesthetic, and I think they have included a lot of landscaping, a lot of flora, and I think India is a country with a lot of abundance of flowers and beautiful fauna. We should incorporate all this in the cityscapes rather than making it a concrete jungle.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, there are landscape architects who can get involved in doing that, because again, that's another specialization.
Which is a
architects.
necessity.
Like I said, architects think they can do everything.
But
now-
we can do everything. We
but
can do
now,
everything.
of course, we can. Of course, like I said, we are trained to. But then now, times are changing where you have specialists, to do certain things. So even a landscape architect would probably hire a product designer to kind of design the furniture. He may not design the street
Yeah,
furniture
absolutely,
himself.
absolutely.
He could have a product designer to design the furniture. So the thing is, the level of speciality is going on increasing. Like in medicine, you go for your knee, you go to one doctor. You have a shoulder problem, you go to another doctor. So the same thing is happening in all professions, where there are specialists coming for each and every kind of aspect of design and items which go into the final design.
So that is what is defining the shift, as you say, or we can say the awareness, or there's a full breed of professionals specializing in something or the other, which never existed earlier.
Yeah, I think it happens automatically over a period of time. The amount of time that you start spending in the profession, you start getting into that core competence of one subject. Like if I start doing, say, landscape for that matter, I start getting more and more projects in landscape, and hence I become a landscape core competence designer after a few years. Somebody may become a residential designer, somebody may. So although you know a lot of things about landscape today, I will not be able to design the landscape per se unless I have a landscape consultant with me. I would probably know a few general things about landscape, but I would always prefer to get a landscape designer with me, because obviously he is the guy who has the core competence in designing.
Who's also an architect.
And who's also an
Also an
architect. Yes. So that's where the collaboration has to happen.
But you could have a small crazy thing like toilet pipes making noise, and clients realizing after making a large house and not having a consultant on board of MEP who did the specification and went to a vendor and just did it.
Yeah.
And then after realizing, okay, every time on the second floor, the first floor or something, the noise is passing through. And as it gets quieter, they realize it more and more. And this is
yeah.
a recent thing that I have seen that
And
is
then they're
happening.
blaming architect for it.
Yeah, कि बोला ही नहीं है.
बोला ही नहीं है.
So
ये तुम्हारा
that is
design है.
what happens. I think collaborations are just by norm, and specialized collaborations can be seeked out. So you seek out collaboration. So collaboration is also seeking out. Na? Later on, once you know who
Yeah.
is in tune with you, or who makes your practice better, or who with you can enjoy this process better.
Between two architects, you know.
Oh yeah.
Two architects, and it is people are collaborating to, you know, evolve their practice or make the practice more larger. I think that is the trend we are seeing now. What do you think?
Yeah,
about
I think, like I said, collaboration between architects is very important now with, specialization happening. However, we worked with a few international consultants. And in India, with us, what I feel is we are not clear about our scope. We are not clear about our deliverables, So even if you have to collaborate with another agency, the scope has to be very, very clearly defined as to what I'm going to do and what my fellow architect is going to do. So where do I stop? Where does he start?
Yeah.
Credit has to be given to,
Correct.
both the consultants, because it has to be kind of
Defined.
equally defined. And, having too many consultants on board can be chaotic, but then that has to be regulated.
So when two architects are like joining hands together to like take the practice to a next level, they're
Yes.
creating a brand because both are like powerful names and powerful expertise they are having together.
No,
That's
brand
how the
in the
practice
sense it could be
grows.
just for a project. So it may not be, that they continue working on projects. They could collaborate on one project for a specific need.
No, but I'm looking at a lot of designers collaborating together. Like one is specializing only in residential, and they are collaborating with a person who is doing commercial, and they
Oh,
come
yes,
together to
that
form a
level,
company,
yeah.
and that's how the practice grows. So this is a shift which we are observing now in the market.
See, one is that. Second, we've also come across situations where the client is making collaboration between two architects. So the client says, architect X is going to be my concept architect, and architect Y would be my local architect. So some US or UK based firm being appointed by client for concept only, and then they appoint a local architect saying that now you both guys have to handhold here for my project and then take it forward. So those kind of collaborations are also happening.
So that's a great trend, I
See,
guess.
that, frankly, I would differ that I would not call it collaboration. Because those are two different aspects, which is kind of, it's almost like outsourced. They do the concept design and we do the design development. What I would look at is, the local architect having an equal part in the concept design.
Is always a result of a great teamwork. Art being the main, I think everybody loves more art over here. I think
People can get
architects,
starting. I mean, there is scope for people to get specialized.
Yeah.
Like when you manage 26 of those consultants over 2.5 to 3 years, it's something that.
I think as
How do you
architects,
do
we have a lot of people management skills naturally and multitasking.
Yeah.
But architect is
Exactly.
kind of know all, do all.
Yeah.
So I think we do deserve a
Though
pat
we
on the
are-
back for that.
Absolutely.
With the people management.
Yeah.
So cheers to that, and we can conclude that collaborations in architectural practice definitely comes down to a great teamwork, and of course including a lot of art to make it look very, very aesthetic. All right, so let's begin the rapid fire round with Rajiv ji. Name an onomatopoeia.
Sorry, I didn't get it.
Onomatopoeia. Name a word.
Why I missed it? I don't know.
Okay, these are words which identify sounds,
Okay.
like hiss of a snake. So hiss is the onomatopoeia word.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Oh, baapre.
Oh, I completely didn't know
she's
about this.
testing
So
her
sorry.
vocabulary.
Hush.
Yeah, great. You did good. Would you go for a luxury car like a Maybach or a super sports car like a Lamborghini?
No, not with the Indian roads ever.
So it's a Maybach.
Why do you say that?
So you are not choosing a sports car, so you're choosing a
Oh,
luxury
yeah.
car.
At least considering that, maybe. But none of them. They would give you attention to just even ride it here. Not worth it.
All right. Which city would you choose to live from for the rest of your life? If not Mumbai,
Okay. Which city?
which city?
Paris.
Wow. And what would you like to be in your next life?
Probably an architect again to start
Architect
all over again.
Fantastic, fantastic. You're a morning person or an evening person?
Morning.
Salty or sweet food?
Sweet and salty.
Are you more of a thinker or more of a doer?
Thinker.
And what is your favorite food?
I love all food, honestly.
No, you have
Just
to name
nothing
one.
favorite.
You have to name one.
Seriously, pork is one which I don't get so regularly, so it's kind of favorite when I want to go to a restaurant. Javi, good pork is available.
Okay. So, if you have to give up something, would you give up talking or would you give up your favorite food? What would you give up, food or talking?
Talking.
That's nice. Very simple choice. What is your life mantra?
To take it easy.
Nice. That was a good round. You did really well.
Thank you.
Moving on to Alhadji. What's your favorite color?
White.
And your favorite food?
Favorite food? Puran poli.
Very Marathi? माझं पण. And who do you text the most?
Various guys.
Wife
frankly.
is watching.
So many guys, I mean.
Okay.
But probably if I have to name somebody, there's one guy in my firm called Sachin. We are constantly
in touch.
with each other. So yeah,
Collaboration, big
collaboration.
time.
Yes,
What word do you hate hearing?
impossible.
Nice. That's what an architect thinks like. And then what is your favorite word then?
I can do it.
One word.
Possible.
Great. And which word do you have a hard time pronouncing?
Oh,
Onomatopoeia.
yeah.
And what is your go-to pastime?
Sing.
You sing? Come on, sing now.
My God, not right now.
Why not?
I
We
need
would-
instruments.
Everybody would love to hear.
I need a karaoke.
Come on, be a sport.
तुम ही हमारी हो मंजिल माय लव, मुझे आवाज देता है दिल माय लव.
Wow, that was super awesome. We are going to organize a karaoke night now. So, who is your hero?
I would say my ex-boss would be my hero, Nitin Parulekar architect.
Okay,
So, yeah. So I've learnt a lot from him. So.
that's really nice. Good round. Now moving on to you, Anilji. You like street smart people or book smart people?
Street smart.
Okay, now what is your go-to karaoke song?
You fill up my senses like a night in the forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like the sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses, come fill me again.
Awesome. We have got some serious singers here. Come on, please, somebody connect to them. You must have had nicknames. What's the best one?
Unfortunately, no nicknames there.
No nickname? Nobody called you Lakhan? All right.
No, not really, frankly.
Right. So, if you were to devote the rest of your life to philanthropy, what would you choose?
I'll probably start a school for children who don't have the facility to go to a school and study. Or maybe, I mean, just go and teach in some school, you know.
That's really nice. That's really nice. Very nice, Rajiv. That was a great rapid fire round with some really serious talent shown here other than architecture. So thank you very much, gentlemen, for this absolutely wonderful discussions on collaborations in architectural practice. So thank you, Anil ji, thank you, Alhad ji, and thank you, Rajiv ji, for a wonderful and fabulous time with you and taking time out for a lovely audience here.
It was
Thank
a
you.
pleasure being here too.
It's been a pleasure being here.
So thank you to our lovely audience. Stay tuned. We'll very soon come with another episode. See you. Bye-bye.